Alice instantly sensed that the green silk dress her stepmother sent was no ordinary gift, but instead of refusing, she put it on without hesitation, and boarded the carriage to the palace for the selection, because she already knew the Empress's younger sister would also be participating today, and the one thing that woman hated most was someone showing up in the same green silk dress. But Alice had planned everything. She had been reborn. In her previous life, her biased parents forced her to marry a poor scholar. Alice was smart and capable. She poured her heart into supporting her husband's rise, eventually helping him become the prime minister. As for Lucy, she accidentally offended the imperial consort, and was cast into the cold palace, suffering endlessly. Years later, watching Alice live a life of glory, Lucy was consumed with jealousy. She stabbed Alice in front of the emperor, and was beheaded on the spot by the guards. When Alice opened her eyes again, she had returned to the very day her parents arranged her marriage. Just like before, her parents wanted her to marry the poor scholar. Alice thought she was doomed to repeat the past, but then Lucy suddenly stepped forward, claiming the scholar was full of talent, and that she was willing to marry him herself. In that instant, Alice understood. She wasn't the only one who had been reborn. Their mother panicked. After all, the emperor's selection was coming next month, but Lucy remained firm, saying all she wanted was to marry someone she truly loved, and she would give the palace spot to Alice instead. Left with no choice, their mother turned to ask Alice for her thoughts. Alice's mind flashed with images of her birth mother, sick and neglected, dying alone in a cold courtyard. She understood one thing: without power, she would always be a pawn in someone else's game. So she knelt and replied that she would obey her parents' decision. That night in the garden, the two sisters met under the moonlight. Lucy, no longer arrogant, gently reminded Alice that if she wore the green silk dress on selection day, she would surely dazzle everyone. Alice had her doubts, but kept her face calm and agreed. The next morning, she put on the green dress, and boarded the carriage to the palace. When they reached the city gate, Rose was already waiting. She was the Empress's younger sister, and could not stand anyone wearing the same dress as her. Anyone seen in a green silk gown would be dragged from their carriage. Her maid noticed someone inside the carriage, wearing green silk. She stepped forward and ordered the person to come out. Alice didn't move. Rose's voice turned cold, and she ordered the maid to take action. The moment the curtain was lifted,